Hello everyone, this is Mehtab Khan. Welcome to Catch 25 Science Academy YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about some MCQs from the chapter Basic Principle of Organic Chemistry. So the first question is, among 1-pentene, cis-2-pentene and trans-2-pentene, the correct order of stability is. So these three molecules are given, we have to tell which one is the most stable here. So stability of alkene can be estimated from its hyperconjugating structure. The more number of hyperconjugating structure an alkene going to make, the more stable it is, right? So pen-to-1 ene का स्ट्रक्चर पहले ड्रॉ करते हैं, तब पता चलेगा कितने कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग और हाइपर कॉन्जुगेटिंग स्ट्रक्चर बनेंगे. So pen-to-1 ene में we have only one alpha carbon and only two alpha hydrogens are attached to it. दो अल्फा हाइड्रोजन उसके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. That means it is going to form only two contributing structure, right? Whereas in case of pen-to-ene, the number of alpha carbons are 2 and the number of hydrogen atoms attached to this alpha carbon are 2 and 3. That means total of 5 alpha hydrogen. That means this molecule pen-to-ene is going to form 5 contributing structure in all total, right? So total 5 contributing structures are going to be formed in case of pen-to-ene, whereas in case of pen-to-ene only 2 contributing structures are possible. ज़्यादा contributing structure pen-to-ene में possible है. That means pen-to-ene is more stable than the pen-to-1-ene. Both cis and trans form of pen-to-enes are more stable than pen-to-1-ene because both forms, cis and trans form, can form more number of contributing structure. Now the question is, which form is more stable of pen-to-ene, cis form or trans form, right? So we know trans form is most stable because the bulky group in trans pen-to-enes are away from each other. This is the structure of trans pen-to-ene, in which we can clearly see that these two bulky group, ethyl and methyl, are away from each other, whereas in case of cis pen-to-ene, these bulky groups are parallel to each other or close to each other. तो ज़्यादा रिपल्शन cis फॉर्म में होगा. cis में बहुत ज़्यादा रिपल्शन होने की वजह से cis will be less stable than trans, and both these molecules are more stable than this 1-pentene. So the right order will be trans is more stable, then comes cis form, and least stable is pen-to-1-ene, which we can see in fourth option. 1-pentene is the least stable, then comes cis pen-to-ene or cis 2-pentene, and the most stable is trans 2-pentene. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Which of the following is strongest acid? चार मॉलिक्यूल दिए हैं, इनमें से सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग कौन सा है वो बताना है. 2-chloropentanoic acid, 3-chloropentanoic acid, 5-chloropentanoic acid और 4-chloropentanoic acid. तो ये चारों ही मॉलिक्यूल आपस में एक दूसरे के पोजीशन आइसोमर हैं. इनमें से सबसे ज्यादा एसिडिक कौन सा होगा वो बताना है. All 4 molecules are carboxylic acids, and the acidity of carboxylic acid can be calculated from this relationship, can be estimated from this relationship, that acidity of carboxylic acid is directly proportional to the distance of plus I group, and it is inversely proportional to the distance of minus I group from the carboxylic functional group. So if a electron withdrawing group or minus I group is attached closer to the carboxyl group, that means it is more acidic in nature. And if the minus I group is attached away from the carboxylic acid, that means it is less acidic in nature, right? So here chlorine is attached in all 4 options, and chlorine is minus I group. So the closer it is attached, the more acidic your carboxylic acid will be, right? So in 2-chloropentanoic acid, the chlorine is closest to the functional group, that is carboxylic group. Hence the answer to this question is 2-chloropentanoic acid. 2-chloropentanoic acid among all the options is going to be the strongest acid. Let's move to the next question. Among the following, which is not an example of homologous series? Now let's understand homologous series a little bit first. Now, a homologous series is a series of compounds of one single type of functional group in which two consecutive compounds differ in their molecular formula by CH2 unit and differ in their molecular weight by 14 unit. तो होमोलोगस सीरीज इज नथिंग बट एक कंपाउंड्स की सीरीज होती है जिसके अंदर इस तरह से एलिमेंट्स को, इस तरह से कंपाउंड्स को अरेंज किया जाता है सो दैट हर दो कंपाउंड के बीच में, हर दो कॉन्जिक्यूटिव मेंबर के बीच में CH2 यूनिट का डिफरेंस हो और मॉलिक्यूलर वेट में 14 यूनिट का. बेसिकली होमोलोगस सीरीज इज meant for one single type of functional group, right? In the first option you see OH, OH, OH. So all these functional groups are common, and that is hydroxyl or alcoholic functional group. And we can see these three members, these members are differing in their molecular formula by CH2 unit and molecular weight by 14 units, right? So this is definitely a homologous series of alcohol. Next option is B, which is methane, ethane, propane and butane. All these molecules belongs to the family of alkane and hence these are homologues of each other. एक दूसरे के इन लोग homologues हैं. They differ in their molecular formula by CH2 unit. They differ in their molecular weight by 14 units, right? Let's move to the next option. Now all this functional group contains aldehydic group common, right? They differ in their molecular weight, molecular formula by CH2 unit and molecular formula by 14 unit, means these are also homologues of aldehydes. Whereas in option number D, the first molecule is carboxylic acid, second molecule is not a carboxylic acid, it's an ester, and the last molecule is also an ester, right? So definitely acids and esters are definitely not, they are not the homologues of each other. That means D is not an example of homologous series and D is our answer. So the right answer is D. Let's move to the next question. The question is total number of possible chain isomer for the molecular formula C5H12 would be. कितने total possible आइसोमर्स होंगे C5H12 के, चेन आइसोमर्स बताने होंगे अब हमको, right? So there is one way to do this molecule is by drawing the structure, and the other way is by using this shortcut, the formula to calculate all possible isomers for this molecule C5H12. The formula is I is equals to 2 power n minus 4 plus 1, where n is the number of carbons, right? Okay, this formula is valid up to 7 carbons only. Carbons. Seven carbons. Okay. Let's solve this. The number of carbon present in the molecule is 5. So I is equals to 2 power 5 minus 4 plus 1, which is 2 power 1 plus 1, which is 3. So the right answer to this question is 3. Only 3 chain isomers are possible for C5H12. Let's draw the structure of these 3 possible isomers. CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. So this is one molecule, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH3. This is another isomer, and the last isomer is this. Only these 3 chain isomers are possible for this molecule. So the answer to this question is 3. These are the structures. Let's move to the next question. The phenomena involving the migration of proton to give 2 structural isomer in equilibrium with each other. Now this is a straightforward question. The only isomerism in which the structures are in equilibrium is tautomerism. Tautomerism is also called as dynamic isomerism. इसमें molecule एक फॉर्म से दूसरे फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट होता है ड्यू टू ट्रांसफर ऑफ हाइड्रोजन। हाइड्रोजन के शिफ्ट होने की वजह से मॉलिक्यूल एक से ज्यादा फॉर्म में, अलग अलग फॉर्म में एग्जिस्ट कर सकता है। दिस इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज डायनेमिक आइसोमेरिज्म। एन एग्जांपल फॉर दिस will be transformation of acetone into enol. So this acetone undergoes tautomerism because of the shift of this alpha hydrogen from here to the heteroatom, and in change this double bond shifts here, and we get this molecule which is enol, right? So this is called keto-enol tautomerism, and this is arises due to migration of proton from one place to another place. The structure, the isomer formed here are in equilibrium with each other. So the right answer to this question is B, tautomerism. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following IUPAC name is correct? इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करने के लिए स्ट्रक्चर पहले ड्रॉ करना पड़ेगा एंड देन वी विल ट्राई टू रीनेम इट एज पर IUPAC. Now let's draw the structure of first molecule, 2-methyl 3-ethyl pentane. Now without even drawing this structure we can say this is wrong, because as per IUPAC rule the substituent are always written in alphabetical order. So first option ethyl, first option is wrong. I mean it is a wrong IUPAC name because ethyl is written after methyl. It should be written prior to methyl. No, first ethyl should be written and then methyl. So A option is wrong because the substituents are not named in alphabetical order. Let's move to second option, 2-ethyl 3-methyl pentane. Let's draw the structure of 2-ethyl 3-methyl pentane and then we will try to rename it, right? So CH3 CH2 CH3, then we have a single bond CH3, and then CH2 CH3. Now the longest chain present here is this chain. So if we will rename this molecule, which is option B, so the right name of this molecule is 3,4 dimethyl hexane. That means obviously the name given in option B is wrong because it is not as per IUPAC rule, because they have not selected the longest continuous carbon chain. Let's draw the third structure, 3-ethyl 2-methyl pentane. So CH3 CH2 CH3 CH2 CH3, right? Here the longest chain is this one, right? We can start numbering from here. 2 पे we have methyl group, third पे we have ethyl group, and as per IUPAC rule ethyl should be written first and then we should write methyl and then pentane. So the right name of this molecule is 3-ethyl 2-methyl pentane, which is given in option number C also. So C is the right answer, but let's check the last option as well. 3-methyl 2-ethyl pentane. The structure of this molecule will be two-ethyl 3-methyl pentane. The first thing is, as per the name, the longest chain is of 5 carbon, but in actually the longest chain is of 6 carbon. This is the longest chain, and there are two substituent methyl. Also, as per the name, ethyl is written afterwards, first methyl is written. They are not in alphabetical order. So there are two mistakes. The biggest mistake is the chain is of 5 carbon, but actually the chain is of 6 carbon, and they have selected the wrong chain, hence the D option is also wrong. The only right option, IUPAC name is given for C molecule, and that is our right answer. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following statement is wrong? चार स्टेटमेंट दिए, इनमें से कौन सा रॉन्ग है? सो the first statement is a tertiary free radical is more stable than a secondary free radical. A secondary free radical is more stable than a primary free radical. tertiary carbonium ion is more stable than secondary carbonium ion. A primary carbonium ion is more stable than a secondary carbonium ion. Right. So carbonium ion and free radical stability we have to know. Then only we can answer this type of question. Let's say the stability order of free radical and carbonium ion. Right. Stability of free radical. Right. So tertiary radicals are more stable than secondary radical, and secondary radicals are more stable than primary radical. Similarly, in case of carbocation or carbonium ion, the stability order is also same, that tertiary carbocations or carbonium ions are more stable than secondary carbocations or carbonium ions, and which are more stable than primary carbocations. Right. Okay. So let's see the option now. Tertiary free radical is more stable than secondary free radical. This is true. Secondary free radical is more stable than primary free radical. This option is also true. Tertiary carbonium ion is more stable than secondary carbonium ion. This is also right. Primary carbonium ion is more stable than secondary carbonium ion. Now, as per the order, secondary should be more stable than primary carbocation. Right. So option D is the wrong statement and our answer is option D. Let's move to the next question. How many unpaired electrons are present in the ground state of carbon? Okay, so carbon in its ground state contains how many electrons? So carbon has electronic configuration of 2,6. As per Aufbau principle, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Right, that means 1s orbital contains 2 electron, 2s orbital contains 2 electron, and 2p orbital, which has 3 subshells, contains 1 and 1 electron. We will fill the electron as per Hund's rule. First we'll fill it singly and then we will double it. So these 2 electrons are filled singly first, and because of which we can see there are only 2 unpaired electrons present here. The electron present in 1s orbitals are paired. These electrons are also paired, whereas the electron present in 2p orbitals are unpaired. So total number of unpaired electrons that we can see, carbon in its ground state is 2. So answer to this question is B, 2. Let's move to the next question. How many functional groups are present in structure? So we have a keto group or oxo group on the left. We have an amino group here, which is a primary amine. Here we have OH, which is attached to aromatic ring. OH, whenever attached to an aromatic ring, is called phenolic group. Phenol group, right? We have an alkene or olefinic group. We have ether group. We have halides, halide group or halo group. We have alkyne functional group. And this OH is not attached to some aromatic ring. So this is also a different functional group, different from phenol. And this group is called alcoholic functional group or alcohol functional group. So total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 functional group present in this molecule. Hence the answer to this question is C8. Let's move to the next question. How many chiral carbons are present in the structure? So this is the structure of the molecule. We have to find out how many chiral carbons are present. Again, we have to use the concept of chirality. A carbon is said to be chiral when it is attached to 4 different atoms or group of atoms. Right. So the first carbon here is attached to 3 hydrogens. This is achiral. This carbon is attached to 2 hydrogens. Hence it is achiral. Whereas this carbon is attached to an ethyl group here, to this whole group on one side, bromine here, and this hydrogen here. That means this carbon is chiral. Let me erase this. Yes. So this carbon is chiral because it is bonded to 4 different atoms and group of atoms. Similarly, this carbon is also chiral because it is bonded to OH on one side, H on the other side. This whole group is completely different from this whole group. So this carbon here is attached to 4 different atoms or group of atoms. Hence this carbon should be considered as chiral carbon. Similarly, this carbon is also chiral because it is attached with ethyl on one side, methyl on one side, this whole group on one side, and H only one side. So this is also chiral. There are total 3 chiral centers we can see in this molecule, and hence the answer to this question is C3. Can you answer this? How many number of functional group and how number of chiral centers are present in this given molecule respectively? Right? Is it 5,4? Is it 8,3? Is it 6,3 or 6,2? Now, please let us know in the comment section. I'll give the answer in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like and share this video. See you in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye.